Hi, welcome back to UK Tool Talk. Right, I don't know if anyone's been waiting for this, but last week I said I was going to review this tool. I'm going to say it's a rare tool. A lot of people might not have seen this. This is new old stock. What I mean is, this tool is from the 90s. It's hard to date. I wouldn't like to date it, but I'm going to say it's mid-90s. Going off the look of it and the batteries, I think this is from the mid-90s. Got this off eBay for about, I think it was about 30 quid. It's never been used. I have actually used it a little bit just to give it a test out. But what is it? That's the main thing. It is a cordless knife cutter. So it's sort of like a jigsaw, but instead of having a jigsaw blade, it's got like a very, very sharp, like a Stanley knife blade. And it cuts through material. Now, what material does it cut through? Well, my wife has been using this for cutting card like this. And she's been using this to cut some mounts out. And it'll also cut rubber. I'm going to have to get some little bits of rubber to try and cut it. So thick card and rubber, it will cut very thin plywood, but you've got to put a different kind of blade on it. So we're going to give it various tests and see if it's any good. So let's get it out of the box and give it a bit of a look at. Before we start, I love finding these little treasures off eBay or anywhere. Sometimes I find them on a Facebook marketplace, but it's a beauty to see a brand new tool from the 90s. So yeah, it could be 35 years old, this tool, and it's never. I was a bit worried about the battery, to be honest with you. These are old sort of nickel cadmium or nickel NiCad batteries, and chances are it could have been a bit of a dead duck, if let me say, because the battery could have been knackered. But I've charged it up, and it does hold a charge. Not brilliantly, it doesn't really last that long, but it works. So let's get into it. Right then, let's have a closer look at this weird and wonderful machine. Mainly, my wife has used it for, my wife's an artist and she needed to cut out some mounts on a bit of card, and normally she does it with a craft knife and a ruler, and it takes ages, but she managed to bang out loads of mounts and cut loads of card in no time at all. So this is the main tool. It's 9.6 volts. I think the battery is only a very small battery, 1.3 amps. Like I said, it's brand new. Look at it, all shiny, all shiny. So the battery still works. Probably doesn't work as good as it used to, but yeah, battery works okay. It's that old Hitachi green they used to have in the 90s. When the Hitachi moved on to hikoki, the green got a little bit darker, tiny little bit darker. And I imagine this clamshell it looks like ABS. It doesn't look like a modern sort of clamshell with glass fibre in. It looks very sort of industrial. Yeah, it doesn't have any of the rubber overmoulding or anything like that. It's all the screws are exposed, and it's quite the odd looking tool. You'll just run it up so you can see it working. You can see the blade sort of oscillates in a round circular motion. Hell, it's look, bloody hell, it's dangerous. Like I said, this cover is for when it's not being used. You can sort of protect yourself. It does have a lock button there. So once that's pushed over like that, you can't use it. But I'd say if you had one of these and you didn't know a lot about them, let's say you had a bit of a rookie or an apprentice, you could cut yourself quite easily. Look at this bit here. Look at that bit. Watch that bit as it kind of like, imagine getting your finger near there. Now, they do a modern version of this tool. It's a hikoki one, and I think it's 14.4 volts. I've been on eBay, and you can actually buy a modern version of this. I'll put a picture up. And it looks the same, but it's got like a plastic housing to make it safer here. And it has rubber overmoulding, and it uses a modern sort of lithium batteries on it. And I think I found one body only for about £210. So they're not cheap. Remember, I bought this for about 30 quid off eBay. And yeah, I've got a bit of a thing for kind of like quirky, unusual tools. I'm always looking online, and when this popped up, oh my god, there was no even thought about, am I going to buy it? I bought it. So yeah, apart from the main blade, that's the cutting blade, it's got a guide blade there, and that just pops through the bottom just ever so slightly there. So apparently when you're doing a straight cut, it just helps it keep it straight. The little guide blade helps it keep it straight. You can adjust the blade up and down with these two Allen keys in there in the body, but yeah, it's quite, in some regards, it's quite simple. When I actually got it, I thought, oh, well, it's not going to be much good. It's not going to be that much good. But anyway, we're going to give it a bit of a test. In a minute. It comes with some spare blades. So these snap off. You can see they're like them, sort of like a craft knife, the way you snap off the blades. And the little ones are for the guide blade, and then this big one here, the big one there, that goes on for the main cutting blade. And also look at this. Look at this weird little, it looks like a little tiny little jigsaw. I hope you can see that. Little jigsaw blade. And this is for cutting plywood. I think this machine, going off the literature, will cut 5mm plywood. We might give it a go. God, it's very sharp. Bloody hell. So look at that little thing. So put that back in so I don't get it lost. And first of all, I've got a little bit of card to try it on just to see how it performs cutting a bit of card. This is what my missus was using it for. You can see she's already sort of started to cut out a mount, but we'll just try and do a straight cut, straight as I can anyway. So I guess it's just hold the base plate on there, and then we'll go for it. Right, well, what happened was it skipped off. I'll try it again and hold on to it a little bit better, try and get a better angle. Okay. As you can see, it does a really, really nice cut, a little bit of a burr on it. So if you were doing sort of mounts for pictures, it wouldn't be really good enough. Right, let's try it on a bit of cardboard, a bit of corrugated cardboard. Let's say you had a sort of a job where you had to cut up a load of cardboard. Would this, right, be the tool for it? So we'll give it a go. Oh, beautiful. Let's see if we can do a little bit of a curve on it. I'm not sure whether we can do this, but we'll give it a go. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. If you were into doing sort of crafty stuff, or you had to do a load of packaging, I reckon that'd be all right. So we'll just try it on a bit of this. This is that anti-knock sheeting. We use it at work if we have to protect flooring, sort of like hardboard flooring. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's see if it'll cut this. This is an old plastic lid off like a plastic tub. Yeah, that is a lovely cut. All right, let's see if we can cut a hole in this bit of card. So I'll just mark it out. Right, so there's the cutout I want to do. We're going to go into sort of like the main reason someone would buy this tool in a little bit. It's pretty obvious. I should have probably said that at the start of the video, but never mind. With it being a thinnish card, you can poke the blade through. And I think one of these lines lines up with it. So we'll see how we get on. A little bit fiddly. Well, I could have done a better cut than that, but tell you what, crack muckers, I'm trying to film and try and do it at the same time. With bloody being a YouTube tool reviewer, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's bloody hard sometimes. Anyway, I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best, but the cutout there, it kind of like gives you an idea what the main use of this tool is for. Really designed, it's for cutting plasterboard. Initially, I'm dead impressed. I'm dead impressed, and my missus is dead impressed. Now, as you know, if you can keep your missus happy, you're on a good one. Do you know what I mean? If my missus is happy, I'm happy. Right, couldn't find a thick bit of rubber, so I've got a flange washer. So what I'm going to do is going to put this against this bit of card to try and sort of keep it from wobbling about too much and see if it cuts this without cutting my bloody fingers off. Good cut, if I do say so myself. If the rubber was twice as thick as that, it was more rigid, I think it would have no bother. But like I said before, the main thing this was designed for, plasterboard. So we'll have a go at cutting a straight line there first, and then we'll cut a box out there. So we'll see how much dust there is and how quick it is. Okay. Well, not bad. Not bad at all. Look how clean that is. Sometimes when you do it with the old Stanley knife, it kind of leaves lots of jagged bits on. So we'll give this a go. Well, I made a little bit of a meal of that, but if I can get it, it's pretty good actually. It's hard to get set up and get on your line to do this, but with a bit of practice, yeah, it'll be all right. There you go. Okay, so that's another one of John's odd reviews. One of these days we're going to get some new tools, hopefully. Bloody hell, you know what I mean? If my finances get any better, I can't really afford to be buying all the latest tools. Like I said, I'd love to. Maybe in the future I will. But what do you reckon to this weird Hitachi knife cutter? Would you buy one? Do you need one? Have you got I think it's a bit of a specialist bit of kit, this. You'd have to buy one of these very expensive tools if you needed it for a specific job, and it could be a good labour saving tool for the right application. But for now, I'm stoked to have reviewed it and showed it you folks. Some of the people out there who won't have seen anything like this. Some would say it's quite a dangerous tool. It can be, but in the right hands, it's perfectly safe. It's perfectly safe. So, okay. Another video out of the way. Thanks for watching the latest episode. Well, of course it's the latest episode. Because I'm putting it... Anyway, I'm talking rubbish. Anyway, okay, see you next time, right, if you want to, on UK Tool Talk. Oh, yeah, like and subscribe if you fancy it. I don't know. Anyway, okay, see you next time.